Hello students, let's take a look now at this arithmetic sequence. The 2 is 1, the 4 is 5. So then, what are A1 and D? What are they? This is 4 and 2. Between them, it should be A2 plus 2 equals A4. So D is just 5 minus 1, which is 4. So D is 2. If D is 2, then your first term definitely isn't 1, right? It should be 1 minus 2, so it's negative 1. For this question, choose the first one. All right, now let's look at the next question. Which option is correct? This option A. As for C, we don't know what it is, right? For option B, this one is correct. That is, if A is greater than B, then a plus any number, no matter what that number is, will still have this greater than sign. And this symbol, so for this question, choose the second one. All right, let's look at question 23. So for this question, it's asking us which one is wrong, which one is incorrect. Let's see, its range is from 0 to positive infinity. That's correct. There's no problem with that. And then the graph for exponential functions with base greater than 0 and less than 1, all their graphs pass through the point 0, 1. That's correct. As for being an increasing function on its domain, the third one is incorrect because we don't know its monotonicity. Since A is greater than 0, but it doesn't tell us what value A is, so we can't determine it. So the incorrect option is the third one. The range is just R, so the fourth one is fine. Therefore, for question 23, the answer is C. All right, let's look at question 24. For question 24, do we need to use a formula for this one? It's located in the first quadrant. So in the first quadrant, cos alpha is 4/5. So the sine of the angle 2 alpha is equal to exactly twice. Sine alpha times cosine alpha. So that is twice is 3/5 multiplied by 4/5. So in the end, the answer we get is 3 times 4 equals 12. This is question 24. You can choose the second option. That's for this question. All right, let's look at question 25. For the intersection point of these two, for this question, I'll still teach you the method I showed you before, which is that we can substitute values, right? This one is negative, this one is 1, substitute here, this is negative 15. Obviously, this is not correct, right? And here it's 1, right? Substituting this in also doesn't work. This one is 5, substituting this in also doesn't work. This one is negative 1. Here it's negative 3. Then minus 5 plus 8, there's no problem with this. Negative 1 plus negative 9, that's also 0. So for this, choose the fourth option. All right, let's take a look at the next question now, which is question number 6. Question 6, here is a squared. A squared is 64, so A is 8, and here is B squared. B squared is 16, so B is 4. Now for C, this hyperbola, right? For a hyperbola, it should be a squared plus B squared equals C squared. So that's 64 plus 16. That equals 80. So C squared is 80. Then C should be 4 times the square root of 5. That's it. So this is C. The focal length is 2C. So this is correct, right? The circumference. The circumference is 2A. 2A is 16. So this is incorrect. The eccentricity is C over A. So it's 4 over 8 times the square root of 5. So this is also incorrect. The conjugate axis is 2B, so this one is correct. For this question, the correct answers are the first and the fourth. All right. Let's look at question 27. Which of the following inequalities is correct? We've already talked about this several times, right? You should choose the fourth one, correct? Everyone memorize this answer. Now let's look at question 28. Here, the radius is 4, and here it's r squared, so that's 16. And here it's -3. -3 is the fourth one, so choose the fourth one. So for question 28, the answer is the fourth option. Question 29. Which option is incorrect? The second one is incorrect. The second one here is the change of base formula. Change of base formula. The numerator should be ln b and the denominator ln a, but this one is written exactly the opposite. So the second one is incorrect. So for question 29, choose 2b. For question 29, the answer is 2b. Now let's look at question 30. For question 30, which one is incorrect? This question is about sin x. Its maximum and minimum values are just plus or minus 1, right? It's a periodic function, so there's no problem here. Sin x is an odd function, not an even function, so the third one is incorrect. All right, let's look at question 31. This parabola, its y squared equals 4x, and its intersection point is f. Now let's suppose that point P is on this parabola, and we're asked to find this, the length of PF, right? Let me draw this diagram for everyone. Roughly, it should be drawn like this, right? Here is 4, which is 4 divided by 1. Its intersection point should be 1, 0, and this spot here. This spot here. P could be above or below, right? Let's assume it's above, then the x-coordinate of P is 4. Right? If we take 4 units to here, what we get is plus or minus 4. So it can be above or below. If what we get is 4 and 4, then this spot is 3, this spot is 4, so where is the length? Here is that length, so this length is 5. So we choose the fourth one. Choose the fourth one. Everyone must make sure to understand this answer clearly. It's not easy for me to explain this problem to everyone. For question 32, when we are solving it, first we check whether this a can be 0, right? If a can be 0, then here it becomes minus y plus 3 equals 0. So y actually equals 3. And here it becomes 2x minus 1 equals 0. So x equals 1/2. So one is y equals 3, and one is x equals 1/2. Here it's perpendicular, right? So this one, it can be 0, it can be 0. So the fourth one is correct. All right, let's look at question 33 below. This is also an original question, and we've explained it several times already. The answer is the second one, right? So we won't go over it again. If it's an original question we've already covered and you're still unclear, just watch me. The previous videos, they're all on my channel. Question 34. For question 34. In this part, let me break down this formula for everyone. It's sine of pi over 6, then cosine alpha, then plus cosine of pi over 6, times sine alpha. So now we need to know what cosine alpha is, right? It's negative square root of 5 over 5. And here, sine of pi over 6, well, sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. Cosine of pi over 6 is square root of 3 over 2. And then, as for this part, yes, this is the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, sine is positive, right here. This is 2 times square root of 5, right? This is negative square root of 5, and this is 5. And then this is 25 minus 5, which is 20, right? So it's 4 times 5 is 20, 2 times square root of 5. So sine alpha is 2 times square root of 5 over 5. We can see there's a negative sign here, so there should be a sign in the middle. And after the negative sign, it's square root of 5. Here it is, 2 times. This square root of 15. So this is correct. For this question, choose the third option. So during the process of explaining this problem, I also went over the calculations for everyone. So everyone, you must learn this method of mine. All right, for question 35, the correct answer is the second one, right? As for the others, if there's anything you don't understand, you can ask me privately. Now I'll explain the expansion of the second one for everyone. That is x squared minus 1 over x squared plus 1 over x squared plus 1. Now, when we see this, we know that this part can be cancelled out. When we cancel this, some students might ask, Teacher, can we really cancel this? Let me tell you, yes, you can. Why? Because it's x squared plus 1, which is a positive number, so of course you can cancel it. So the two are the same, right? So the second one is correct. For this question, choose option 2B. All right, today I'll stop at question 35. Next, I'll start explaining from question 36. For this test paper, I've gone through it relatively quickly for everyone. For the following papers, I also plan to go through them at this faster pace. Also, I intend to explain more of these types of questions for everyone, and basically, it's all free, right? You don't need to pay a single cent. So what's my purpose in doing this here? It's simply that I hope my videos can reach more people, those who need it, because many students who want to come to China to study come from relatively poor families, right? So I hope you can also do your part and help spread my videos. I don't ask for anything else, just give me a follow and a like, right? And then share it with your classmates around you. I hope everyone can study together, make progress together, and work hard together to get into your ideal university. All right, that's all I have to say in this video, okay? So you can give me a follow, and as for me, starting tomorrow, I'll begin recording the next videos for everyone.